Hello class, welcome to the next part of our understanding of etiquette, and we're going to continue and look at what etiquette is and understand the different ways how to adapt to situations using etiquette. So one way to use etiquette is to adapt to different situations. Be flexible and adapt your behavior to different contexts, whether it's a formal event, a business meeting, or a casual gathering. Having etiquette means adapting to different situations. So you're flexible. You can adapt your behavior depending on where you are or the context in which you find yourself in. For example, you're a Muslim and move to a Christian community or a Christian gathering. Having etiquette means you can easily adapt to a different context or a different casual gathering. And it can also be the vice versa. You have a different belief and you move to a community with another different belief. Now, having etiquette means adapting to a new situation or a formal event. We know that events or formal settings bring us together. They bring people together where people understand and learn from each other. So in such situations, you're able to understand each other and understand how to relate with each other. So this is one way of using etiquette. Another example of using etiquette is lead by example. Lead by example. Set a positive example by constantly demonstrating good etiquette. Others follow your lead. So others may follow your lead. Now, how do we use etiquette, and why should we use etiquette effectively, and how will you know it is effective? Now, just lead by example. You find that people are making a line, or you and your friends are moving to a certain crowd and you want to be attended to, and you find people in a line. Having etiquette means standing in a line and waiting for your turn to be approached or to reach so that you can also be attended to. So having etiquette means leading by example and setting a positive example. You see, most of the time what we do affects what other people will also do. If I come and overtake a line and go ahead and want to be catered for, another person will also come and go ahead and overtake the line, or people behind the line will start complaining, and some of them will want to move from the line and start overtaking others because they also want to be catered for and also take part in the process and be also catered for. So one way is just lead by example and set a positive example that others people may also follow and be a good leader to others. Another way is to apologize when necessary. Now, I positively or I purposely put the word necessary here because you find most of the time people tend to, the more you apologize, the more it becomes useless or becomes meaningless to someone. So for example, you're used to making mistakes and you keep making other people angry, keep making people sad, making people feel uncomfortable, or they don't want themselves, or people feel unwanted. So one way, when you start apologizing each and every time for your mistakes, people will see it as normal. It will lose meaning. Your apologies will lose value, and hence people won't take your apologies by heart, but they will just see it as another way of just talking. But now we should apologize when necessary. This means if you are inadvertently breach etiquette, apologize sincerely and learn from your mistake. When you're making a mistake and you've known that you've clearly made a mistake here, don't wait for people to start questioning you or telling you, oh, you did this. No. As a leader or as someone with etiquette, you need to go ahead, apologize to the group, tell them what you did wrong, and seek guidance or seek their apologies too and their approval. So always apologize when you make mistakes and learn from your mistakes. So what I mean by this, you can't make a mistake once and then apologize. People forgive you, yes, then come again, repeat the next mistake again, the same mistake, and also apologize. People may still accept your apology, but when you repeat this mistake and make it as a habit of just making mistakes and apologizing, because people tell you it's okay each and every time you mess up. One time they will get tired with these apologies and they will see it as normal thing, or they will just be normal. When you apologize, they don't talk, or they just see it like that. So what is etiquette? Etiquette we talked about, it's the customary code of polite behavior and social convention in a society or a culture. There's this polite behavior you want to carry yourself with, you want to consider others, it's having good manners, it's listening to people, being polite to people, respecting each other's boundaries. So there's a lot of ways people can have etiquette, and a lot of ways people can show etiquette. One important example I talked about is the table manners. Most people, I think you're not even sure, or you didn't even know that having table manners is an example of having etiquette. You eat and you laugh loud and there's food in your mouth and you're talking to your peers and trying to tell them or prove a point. No, this is not the way to go. When you're having good table manners, or when you want to talk to your fellow peers, what should you do? You cover your mouth when you're laughing. Sometimes someone might say something and you want to laugh and you have food in your mouth. You can't control this laughter, right? Because you'll control it and find that you've spilled your food out. So what do? Cover your mouth when you're laughing. And when you want to talk, don't just throw out words. Open your mouth and you have food in your mouth. You want to close your mouth first. Now, and talk. Close your mouth and talk. So this is one way of observing table manners. Another way is utensils. Have you ever sat next to someone and the way they hit their plate and they use their spoon, so the spoon hits the mouth, the spoon hits the teeth, the spoon hits the plate? It's just irritating sometimes, and it causes distractions because people will be looking at you, people will be wondering now what is happening to you. So having good etiquette means understanding people, understand that people want some peace too. People want to eat without being distracted by you hitting the spoon and you hitting your teeth each and every time with your fork. So observe proper use of utensils. Then chew with your mouth closed. You don't want people to see what you're chewing and people feeling disgusted. You know, people are different. There's some people who see food in someone's mouth and they're just disgusted, and there's some people who are just okay with it. But in any occasion, learn how to close your mouth when you're eating, because you want to be respectful to other people too. And then one important thing, I think most people, we aren't conversant with this, but before you served or before you start eating, when you serve before people, don't start eating before them. Having some etiquette means you served, you wait, or you serve yourself, wait. Once everyone has been served and everyone is seated, now eat. You find in some families, this is one thing that causes separation. Sorry about that. So not having etiquette means some families will sit down and they will start having this distant relationship, because you find when the father comes late, he found that the children already ate and they've slept. But this is totally okay, right? But one thing is that as a family, you should have the manners of waiting or eating together. So sometimes you find that maybe the father comes home, find the children eating, and he's like, bring my food to the bedroom, or he will eat later, or he waits for the children to go then eats, or your brother eats very fast, goes to his room, plays his game or whatever he does. So there's a way you'll be disconnected with your family. So etiquette brings also families together. It brings relationships together, because you find families wait for each other before they eat. They will call each other down. Everyone will be seated and they will want to eat together. So this is one way or one example of having etiquette in a family. We've also talked about greetings. You know, when you smile, you make other people smile too. For example, I woke up with a bad day and I had a really, really bad day, and I feel like I just want a positive vibe in my life that day. When you meet someone who greets you with this joyous, happy face, and they're so happy to see you, you'll be so glad and you'll even smile, and this will lighten your day. This will make you feel nice about meeting these people and talking to these people. So greetings are very important. Even if you met someone or you know this person greet them. Let me give you a certain task to do. So you have best friends, or some of you might have, some of you might not have, but you have someone you're close to. Do you notice that sometimes people we are so close to, we don't even greet them? We wake up in the morning and just start talking. We start laughing. We carry out our task as normal. But I want you to take this task and try. Just go try and greet your friend or your best friend and tell them, good morning, how was your night? Ask them such questions. You will even see them hesitate for a while, and they're like, oh, you'll see some smiling on their face, and they're like also triggered by this question you've asked them because it's something new to them. So one important thing you should learn is greet people. When you meet people, greet them. We also talked about personal space, and this is one area I really love focusing on, because sometimes we find like people just want to sit in their own world and think, and like when they're feeling sad, they just want to cry, or when they're happy, they just want a place where they can shout and express their emotions individually. So, and there are other funny human beings. You know what they will do? They will just walk to these people, ask them, hey, why are you seated alone? And they will be told, hey, I'm fine, or I'm feeling moody today, or I'm happy, or I just, this is my emotion today, but I just want to be alone. Then they will go ahead and start saying like, oh, why are you happy? Why are you sad? Or tell me, what is the problem? Talk to me. Even if you're that concerned about your friend or someone you know. Having etiquette means giving them space, giving them time. So when they want this personal space, give them that time. Then when you find yourself in another forum where they are talking to you, or you are conversing with them, then you can bring it up. You like ask, oh, there's this day you seated alone, and or this and this day, and I really wanted to ask what was happening. If they're okay to share, well and good. If they are not okay to share, don't force it again. Leave the story at that. We also talked about giving gifts, and this is one area I really would love to look at, giving gifts. So when you're giving gifts to people, it really makes them happy. For example, a service has been done to you. This is the same as thank you notes. So giving gifts or receiving gifts and thank you notes, they are more of the same thing, right? So someone has done a service to you and you're really happy about the service. You really feel appreciated, and someone has given you something. Tell them thank you. Have this smile on your face. You know, sometimes people give just any gifts to a point that you might not like the gift someone has given you, or you feel that the gift is not to your liking. Etiquette, or having etiquette, means not showing it. So you don't show them that, oh, you're offended, or there's a way you feel hurt because of the gift they've given you. No. Having etiquette means accepting the gift, smiling, and trying to like relent the gift and love the gift. Don't show someone you don't love the gift, even if you don't love it. And then also, as a person, give gifts to someone has made you happy. Leave them a thank you note. You've gone to a restaurant and the service was great. Write a note down. Make the restaurant feel they're doing a good job, and like you love their services and you love what they do. And one other important thing is queuing, and I still talk about queuing. You find people feel like they're entitled to this world, that they would walk anywhere and just go overtake people, or they don't want to make lines because they feel important. But this has an exemption that I didn't talk about. Let me talk about it now. The exemption is if you see someone who is really in need of overtaking the line, then let them. And this means when a person is sick, like very sick, or when you see a pregnant woman who is very tired, of course, or when you see someone who has some disability, or a person who is disabled, the right way is not to show them that, oh, you're disabled, or oh, you're pregnant. No, it's just having some etiquette. Tell them, hey, you want to take my place here, or move to the front, or escort them to the front. This shows you having some etiquette and having some appreciation of people's current situation and understanding their current situation. So the best way to do is to give them space, allow them pass the line, allow them overtake and go be dealt with fast, because they really need it and they at the moment. So basically, etiquette is just a norm or a certain way we live, or a certain code of politeness or behavior and social convention in our life and in our society today. Is the way we behave, relate to people, talk to people, in the way we understand different people.